This one I wrote on the day after the election. Sometimes you just have to express your feelings, whether they are completely logical or not. These are my feelings on the day after. Hashtag, not my president. I was there that night, the night when democracy fell. I was there when hate trumped love, and I don't know what will happen now. I see a dark mist rising. A chilled wind is in the air. I don't know where we stand going forward, but I know that hope is still there. So hate and oppression have won out over love and compassion for just this little while. But we will never accept that, Mr. Trump, no matter how much you sniffle and smile. You are not my president, nor will you ever be. I will never approve of racism and hate or misogyny. I will never be in collusion with Russia, our greatest enemy. They would take us over in a heartbeat, from sea to shining sea. As long as there are freedom fighters, we will look you in the eye and say, a dictator may control your destiny, but this will never be our way. Hatred, racism, and misogyny have no place in our land. As long as America has been here, the good-hearted have always taken a stand. You may try to quell our voices and drive us to despair, but we will always rise up again stronger to make the rest of you aware that freedom means responsibility for those less fortunate than you. The rich and the greedy think they control it all, but this will never do. So you must rise up for what you believe in. Never bow down to the gun that kills you and your children with poverty and sickness, tries to keep you in fear and on the run. I have fought this battle for over 50 years, but now it is time for the young to take up the struggle of equality. We have only just begun. I hope they do a better job than we did to bring it out into the light. That bigotry and hatred will not be tolerated, for equality is our right. I was there that night, the night when democracy fell. I was there when hate trumped love, and I don't know what will happen now. But he is not my president, nor will he ever be. I will never approve of racism and hate or misogyny. Here's another one about the election that I wrote back in August, a couple months before we all voted. It's probably not relevant anymore, but it does express my feelings at the time. I have a series of poems called The Power of a Woman. This is part of that series. This is also a prose poem. The Power of a Woman, Part 5. Some things are bigger than you. If you are in contempt and not in support, you will be on the wrong side of history. This is the time of women, the time of woman power, the time to evolve beyond the limits of the patriarchal society we all grew up in, the one that has driven the world for so long, the one that has driven us to the brink of perpetual war or annihilation. But we have a history of diversity, equality, and the struggle for human rights, which has brought us to this moment. A paradigm shift is upon us. If you are not in support, you are on the wrong side of history. Not the written history put down by the dominant influences of power taken up after conquering or a coup, but the history of this moment in our evolution. Be on the right side of history. Be on the side of moving forward. It is truly a matter of light or dark. If you look into your heart, the choice cannot be more clear. And on the same note, America is the grand experiment. It is like no other country in the world. We attempt to be a diversified, multinational democracy, trying to evolve beyond the tribalism of thousands of years of humanity on this planet. A hard attempt indeed. But being a child of the 60s, I have seen this evolution firsthand. It is up and down and back and forth, but I do believe we are evolving, be it seemingly at a snail's pace. This poem is about that. King of the Hill. The king of the hill is not really king. Immature machismo, the ideals of winning at any cost, of power-hungry aggression and greed, have brought us to the mess we are in. Our inability to evolve beyond the patriarchal mindset of our upbringing feeds this dogma, this stigma, this greed consciousness. We, as human beings with the ability to reason, have the power to evolve. We have the power to create a better world, a better society, a better set of ideals. In the 1960s, we knew this. We were aware of this. We knew what it meant to be equal as men and women in all races. We knew what it meant to be in the natural state of humanness. Live in harmony with Mother Nature. We knew this and proclaimed it. We proclaimed ourselves the children of the universe. But people have lost it, forgotten it, or we did not reach enough people to create a true paradigm shift. People are still reachable. It is never too late to do the right thing. Like John Lennon said, war is over if you want it. Give peace a chance. But peace begins in the heart. You have to want peace. You have to want to do the right thing. You have to want to live in harmony. The poets know, and they are telling you, if you will only listen. You need not seek revenge. It is a choice. You can rise above the rhetoric of retaliation. You can create your own world of compassion and understanding. You can rethink the competitive, restrictive need to win at all cost. You can help out wherever possible, pay it forward, and make it last. The 60s were but a glimpse of what could be, but we are the ones who need to manifest the best and lay the greed to rest. And this one, this is an early one. I wrote back in 1971, kind of political, but also kind of a hippie anthem. I was one of the original hippies on the Sunset Strip in Hollywood in the 1960s. And we, the flower children and members of the counterculture, shared experiences and memories vast and multicolored. I would not trade having grown up in that time and place for anything. Here is my hippie chant to the universe. Sorry, wrong one. big sky. Oh, big sky, are you watching over me? Shall I say what I feel is real today? Will they listen to me now? Will it matter anyhow? What shall I do for my soul? Do you think you are the master? Do you practice what you preach? So you think your way is faster? Tell me, what is it you teach? Do you show us how to love each other with more feeling every day? Are you helping anyone with more feeling, as you say? Oh, inspiration, are you watching over me? Shall I say what I feel is real today? Will they listen to me now? Will it matter anyhow? What shall I do for my soul? If you want to start somewhere, then start by being true. 'Cause if you ain't true, then we'll find somebody new. Now maybe you can help us all with what it is you preach. But please don't say you know it all. There's always more to teach. Oh, big sky, are you watching over me? Shall I say what I feel is real today? Will they listen to me now? Will it matter anyhow? What shall I do for my soul? I'd like to thank my good friend Brian Burton for the wonderful guitar work on that piece. So I am a recovering alcoholic and drug addict. I have 29 years in recovery now. And I've written a book on recovery. It's over there. SOS, Songs of Sobriety, A Personal Journey of Recovery. This book took me over 20 years to write and is a journal of the first 10 years of recovery, told in chronological order in verse format. So I'd like to do two poems from this book, both of them from when I was newly sober. This poem is about an actual event that happened to me at about 5 months sober. I wrote the poem right after it occurred. It's called 344. It's 3:44 and the dealer's knocking at my door. Go away, please now, and set my mind at ease. I've felt that pain many times before. I don't want to feel it anymore. So go away, please, dealer, leave me alone. Lord, help me. Don't let me answer. I'm so vulnerable right now. I want to shut out that pain inside, and the dealer knows just how. Please, oh God, make the knocking go away. I like the way I feel life now. It's getting better day by day. I feel so alone right now. Stay by my side. That old pain came back today. I broke down and cried. Tears welled up in me. Resentments were felt. But it's still not as bad as when the dealer dealt. So help me walk through this pain once more, so I won't have to wake up with my face on the floor. It's 3:44, and the dealer's knocking at my door. Go away, please, and set my mind at ease. I don't want to score. I don't want to be sore. I don't want you no more, for sure. And it's 3:44. Thank you. Here's one I wrote the following month in April 1988 with 6 months sober. I was sitting in a sidewalk cafe in Venice Beach, California on a Sunday morning, sipping a cup of coffee and staring at the waves, when this poem poured right out of me, fully formed, and I have never changed a word. It is a poem about being in the moment, and it is called Serendipity Sessions. In the far-reaching furrows, on the frontier of the future, beyond the fear-founded feelings of failure, lies this moment. Precariously perched in the present am I, and I tumble in thoughts of the true path of passion. Seems the fashion these days, and I find I'm amazed by the simplest things that a fresh moment brings. Can I linger here long? May the seconds tick slowly as I slip through the shadows of Serendipity Sessions. For the plans that are painted from the palette of presence are most promising and pure and profound, and it's nice to be around. Do I sense these sensations for the same round of reason that I'm writing these rhymes to arouse you? Are moments just fleeting by, tricklings of time I may come to? I'm here now, I pass them, they're through. Remember them fondly, they spark something new, the next measure of moments that surround you. So I do some poems that I like to call amphigoury poems. Poems that do not necessarily have to completely make sense. They are more about the sounds of the words as they bump up against each other. This one is also personal, somewhat autobiographical. It's the title poem from my 2000 chapbook, 2012 chapbook, Wildweed. My stuff is rough, it's bare bones. I hate to answer telephones. I want to look you in the eyes when we speak. But it ain't no use in this fast-paced world to ride a horse or court a girl. If you take your time to get there, she's just moved on. what becomes of the alley cat on the night of the hard-driving rain, when the lightning speaks loud and everyone crowds in the shelter of warm window panes? I live my life in a pot-bellied stove. I'm an oak tree with ages to tell. I'm the earthquake commander, a green salamander, a salesman with nothing to sell. But did you see me on the night of the new, when everything changed in an instant? The air was so clean and the grass was so green that a new age did not seem so distant. In the quiet, an angel calls, awakened by the engine stalls of the inner city, pondering its sleep. The dream is a draftsman, a hill-dwelling craftsman, a step in a puddle on the road to forever, and life is a boat in a great castle moat. We all circle, yet must row together. Now is then, and yesterday's tomorrow. But how do we live it like we mean it, when we're running so fast that the race cannot last, and the space in between lies unseen? Or is that to lay in a meadow and ponder the meaning of the wild blue yonder, the stars at night, or a daffodil? The momentum is great as it rolls down the hill of imagination gone to seed. I'm a wild weed. Why do I feel so safe in the rain and long to sit behind waterfalls? I gaze at blue crystal, I tell tattered tales, and listen when eternity calls. Maybe this just goes on and on, or maybe the hunger can't fathom the dawn. It's the spark in the dark behind your eyes when you sleep just the moment, and then it is gone and you weep. Sheltering skies pour forth from your eyes and germinate the seed of my fast-growing need. I'm a wild weed. Yes, I'm a wild weed. Thank you. And figure stuff. So I'd like to end my reading tonight with 4 love poems. In this catching, you look to me like somebody throwing up roses, a prescient and perceptive human being. You look to me like someone who doesn't do poses, a peachy-skinned presence of fascination. I catch your alluring demeanor, the glow of your wondering gaze, your fetching yet spare inclination to sing. It shines through my wallowing haze. I wonder what brings you to center, to spring up and be at this moment we're in. I hope in this catching you'll let me slip up to the magic that swallows your sin. Like a wet rainbow. Oh, to see the potential of who you are inside. What a flower, what a rose, what a fragrance it could be. To see the colors of you sparkle, shine, drip all over like a wet rainbow. The layers, the coats, could keep me warm forever and could beat the hours of time and the rustiness out of my breath. And I'd like to read a love poem by someone else. One of my favorite love poem authors, Rod McEwen. This is from his second book, Stanton Street and Other Sorrows, and the poem is titled For SC. I do not know what is more beautiful than your tangled black hair on a white pillow. I have thought about it all afternoon and decided not even butterflies or children or the blossoms in the hills above the beach can compare. If I had money, I would not buy a comb or a red ribbon to decorate it. Instead, I might charter worlds so you could walk in them and everyone could see your hair. And for my final poem tonight, and a love poem as well, this is, I'd like to leave you with a little blues-influenced performance about heartache, but a fun one. Called Almost Made It. On the road to nowhere, I found your love. I thought it was the real one they're always speaking of. But sticky situations always follow you, and high dramatic changes you're always going through. Almost made it this time. Got so close, we could almost see it shine. We almost made it this time. This time. We almost made it this time. Now I'm not regretting I ever knocked on your door. And I'm not forgetting I always came back for more. But I only wanted for us to set love free, to seek its center and feel its rhythm, to seek its center, the secret center. Almost made it this time, got so close, we could almost see it shine. We almost made it this time. This time. This time. On the road to nowhere, I found your love. I thought it was the real one they're always speaking of. But sticky situations, they always follow you. And high dramatic changes you're always going through. Almost made it this time. Got so close, we could almost see it shine. We almost made it this time. This time. We almost made it this time. This time.